Good afternoon, I'm Kay Gregory and this is your midday news fix for Thursday the 2nd of July. Claims a Health New Zealand restructure proposal now on hold was rushed from the outset. It would have covered Waikato, Tairāwhiti, Taranaki and Bay of Plenty districts. The Public Service Association claims some workers would have had to reapply for jobs with no guarantee of success and possibly lower pay. National Secretary Fleur Fitzsimons says workers couldn't figure out what was actually proposed or its impacts.
It was deeply flawed from the outset. It was riddled with errors, and the best thing Health New Zealand could have done is to shelve it.
Health New Zealand says it'll now take more time to engage with staff and unions. The Commerce and Consumer Affairs Minister is meeting officials today after revelations children's play sand products containing asbestos can release fibres into the air. Since issues were identified in November, 24 potentially contaminated products have been recalled. Kate Rickard has more.
Auckland University of Technology research has found the airborne dangers of asbestos fibres from several of the products. Cameron Brewer acknowledges this is concerning for families and says he's taking it seriously. He says businesses are responsible for the safety of the products they sell and he expects them to act quickly when risks are found.
The Offshore Renewable Energy Bill has passed, voted through in Parliament last night. It introduces a two-stage system with permits to let developers investigate sites, as well as commercial permits for building and operating offshore renewable energy sites. Energy Minister Simeon Brown says the winds off the South Taranaki coast are on a par with the world's most productive offshore wind region in the North Sea. He says not having a regulatory framework for offshore farms has created uncertainty for potential developers. The first tender round should open in coming months. New Zealand's expecting an historically strong El Niño weather pattern. Earth Sciences is forecasting it'll strongly influence the weather into next year. Historically, it brings strong westerlies, dry conditions for eastern and northern areas, and wet conditions for the western and lower South Island. Earth Sciences' Chris Brandolino says heat waves are possible, with similarities to those in the US and Europe.
We're probably going to see these spiky days where we get temperatures for a couple, 2-3 days that are exceptionally high for the time of year.
More discussion on bringing in a capital gains tax as the International Monetary Fund releases New Zealand's report card. The IMF's recommending spending cuts and continued tax rises and suggests introducing a comprehensive CGT or land tax. Westpac Chief Economist Kelly Eckold sees merit in a capital gains tax done right.
I don't think you're going to get much money out of it, but it probably is useful in resetting the table in terms of the sorts of investment options people should be thinking about.
In sport, Belgium have come back from the brink to advance to the round of 16 at the Football World Cup after a dramatic 3-2 extra-time win over Senegal in Seattle. The European side looks set to exit, trailing 2-0 after 85 minutes, before goals from Romelu Lukaku and Yuri Tielemans gave them some hope. And Mira Andreeva has crashed down to earth just 3 weeks after the biggest win of her tennis career. Last month's French Open champion has been ousted in the second round at Wimbledon, losing in 3 sets to Barbora Krejcikova. I'm Kay Gregory and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.